Turns out stress just doesn't weigh down your mind. It actually leaves a mark on your heart. A recent study from UC Davis Health found that chronic stress impacts the heart at a molecular level and can cause inflammation and then altered heart function. None of that obviously sounds good. So what can you do with overwhelming feelings before they overwhelm you? Well, that's why we got Jaime Gordon in today, a life coach whose passion is to help people get unstuck. She has 3 ways to channel that stress into something more helpful. All right, so Jaime, how can we benefit from stress?
Well, stress can be an incredible teacher. Often when we are stressed, our most basic patterns and beliefs start to pop up, and we find ourselves in repeating patterns of the same stress. It feels like we're on a merry-go-round and we can't get off. That's actually good news, because if we can locate what those patterns are, man, we can change how we experience stress or even how we choose to get into stressful situations going forward.
All right, so let's kind of walk through some of these examples you're talking about. When you say we're stressed, we focus on things we don't want, right, in these kind of situations. What are examples of that, and what should we do instead?
Absolutely. When we're stressed, we are more likely to be, maybe not consciously, but unconsciously choosing to try to prevent things. We're trying to prevent being a bad mom. We're trying to prevent being late. We're trying to prevent our email box being too high. We're trying to prevent everything. We're trying to prevent regret. Now, instead, looking at what do I want to produce. It's kind of like going into a restaurant and telling the server what I don't want on the menu. You're going to take up a lot more time, a lot more brain power to try to get the tacos that you want by saying, I don't want the enchiladas, I don't want the quesadilla. So in the same way, you're going to just try to shift, play the experiment of, oh, I don't want this, what do I want? That's going to help reduce the stress.
Okay, so think tacos when you want tacos. All right,
yes.
So now the question is, how do we get better at dealing with stress in the moment? I mean, that's the toughest thing.
Yep, there are a lot of really great tactics to help in the moment. And one of my favorite little tips is what I call the Post-it tip. Grab a bunch of Post-its, and you're going to do basically a brain dump. Everyone knows what a brain dump is. You take everything that's in your head that's stressing you out, and you put it on paper. But if you happen to be ADHD like me, that actually creates more stress. So I like to put it on Post-its, and then go over to a mirror or a window, a smooth surface, and I like to put them in clusters. So as it comes out of my brain, I'm not going to try to come in categories like you would if you did it on paper. You're just going to write down everything that's stressing you. It might be a project you need to do. It might be all of a sudden you need to sign a permission slip for a kid pops into your mind. I need to work out. I need to make that doctor's appointment. And you put it all out, and then you go to the mirror, and then you start to cluster it. And what that does is it actually orders the chaos that we feel when we are stressed or overwhelmed.
All right, so it's really just kind of really focusing. Am I getting that right? It's really just the ability to kind of hone in on where you want to be.
Yes, when we are stressed, we tend to be very vague, and we let the chaos float around us, kind of like you're in one of those wind tunnels where the money is flying around and you have to grab the money out of it. Well, that's chaotic. But when you kind of grab it and you put it down on paper, then your brain can actually get ordered the chaos, and it actually will work so much better and reduce your stress levels.
All right, so you can reprogram yourself. I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, we're talking about reprogramming. Obviously, in the moment is tough. Why is it important to do this when you're not stressed?
I always say practice when you're at peace. When you picture a little kid at the pool who's afraid to jump in the pool, and there's, dads in the pool saying, hey, jump to me, and the kid's terrified. If the kid has never jumped into his dad's arm and doesn't have trust for that dad's going to catch them, what is the likelihood that they're going to want to jump into the scary pool? Very little. Same with us. So if we haven't practiced going for a walk and let it calm our body, if we haven't practiced sitting and taking a couple deep breaths, when we're stressed, our body is not going to want to believe that it could help. But the reality is when we have practice and we have proof in our mind that it does actually help, it will soothe us just knowing that it's an option. So are you still in a stressful situation? Absolutely. This is really the idea of practicing when you're at peace, is so that you can take the thing that's going to calm you down in the moment. Does it change your circumstances? No. But does it give you some relief so you can actually get something done? Absolutely.
Sounds good, right? I feel a lot better about it. That's Jaime Gordon, the life coach. Appreciate you being with us here today on The Noon Show.
My pleasure.